Another manifesting technique you can use is the password technique. We often have to type in our passwords multiple times a day. And if you do have a job where you do have to type in passwords multiple times, then this technique may be for you, or maybe it is just an add-on to another technique. So how does this work?
Oh, my love, Janine, I'm helpless for your smile.
Basically, you create a password that resembles what you want to manifest. Let's say you want to manifest health, then it could be something like, I am healthy. And then you can, of course, play a little bit with, if you have to use extra signs, you can do an exclamation mark for the I, for example. The A could be the @ symbol. An E could be a number 3. Just play around with it. And then when you have to type in your password, every time you think, oh, I am healthy, or money loves me, or I don't know, I am beloved, I am happy. You could do it more like an umbrella affirmation, or new car 2024. Whatever it is you want to manifest, just be creative, create something, and then again, to make it safe, you can exchange some of the letters with numbers or other signs, and then every time you have to type in your password, you have to think your affirmation. So of course, this technique is not good for you if you type in your password like once a day. It really is for people, for example, who work in an office and every time they leave the computer, they have to log in again. Or you have some other device where you constantly have to log in. Then try the password method. Again, for me, I would not use it just that. I would use it as a bonus connected to other methods. Or if it's just like a little fun thing, maybe you have to change your passwords all the time. I don't know, it could be free tacos. If it's something that you don't want with all of your heart and you just want to test it a little bit, and then of course you don't have to do a lot of work to get free tacos or free coffee or whatever it is. So play around with that, because your thoughts create, or rather your assumptions are thoughts that you think many times. Sometimes it can be thoughts that create. I always say, the old scales, if they're like completely even, if you don't have any weights on the no side and none of the yes side either, then a small thought, of course, already can tip the scale and your manifestation can come. But if you do have a lot of like heavy stuff, let's say on the no side, then of course it does require a lot of effort to make a tip or to remove some of the no, old assumptions, old programs, to then tip the scale. So this is something I would use either, as I already said, in addition to another technique, or if it's something that you just want to play around and test, like, I don't know, free coffee, free tacos. That of course I would use if it would be some place where I have to change my password constantly anyway. However, even if you have to change your password all the time, let's go to the health example. It could be I am healthy on one day, and then always healthy and another, and healthy body or healthy lungs or healthy whatever your issue is. So you can of course play around with that, and then use the password method. Check out my entire playlist with different techniques, and also check out my other manifesting tips. I do have those bundled in playlist, and of course you can also manifest using my affirmations and subliminal tracks that are mainly focused on self-concept, to become the version of yourself that is open to receive, or that trusts your manifesting powers, or who always manifests fast. So I see you there on personal coaching. Until then, I do wish you all the best now. Bye-bye. If you want to book your own custom-made affirmation or subliminal, you will find my contact information in the description box below.